Welcome to Missouri Star Quilt Company's Beginning Block Series. Today we are going to be making an hourglass block, one of the more simple blocks in quilting but very gratifying. For this you'll need two 10-inch squares. Actually they can be any size that you'd like them to be, but for our demonstration today we're working with 10-inch squares. These can be easily purchased in a layer cake that the fabric companies put out that has a fabric square from each fabric in the line, so the thing is totally coordinating. And they are available for purchase at MissouriStarQuiltCompany.com. Now for this block we're going to cut it diagonally from corner to corner, and then we're going to move our ruler and do the same thing on the other diagonal corner. And so we'll cut it corner to corner, and then you can see as we pull these apart we got a few stragglers here. You always want to be careful when you cut those so you don't pull your fabric. Then as you put them back together, you just line up every other one so you get your square back again. And this makes what you call an hourglass block. You can see the hourglass figure by using them. And if you cut the two squares, you get two squares for your finished product. Now this you see can be used in many different quilts in many different ways. The quilt directly behind me on the wall has these same fabrics used in them to make hourglass blocks. Now when you sew this together, you're going to take these pieces and you're going to sew two of the triangles. And again, with your 1/4 inch seam you'll sew. And you'll sew right down that stitch. Now we'll go to the sewing machine. So you bring your half square triangle and you're going to sew right down the side like this, and you're going to sew 1/4 inch. So here we are. And then again, chain piecing as I like to do. We'll slide the next one in with the other fabric on top. I hope it works. Now we'll clip them apart and we'll go back to the ironing board. So now we clip our extra threads, we set our seams with the iron, and then we open them, pressing toward the dark side. Now the dark side on this particular block is going to be this ladybug fabric, which is available at Missouri Star Quilt Company online. We also have the cake layers, so we'll do the same with this next. Press it toward the dark, and you can see what a nice hourglass square that makes. Now to finish this off, we'll lay this over, and because you pressed your seams to the dark, they will just lay really nicely together. You can feel how they just stick together like that. If you'd like, you can stick a pin in, make sure it comes out through the seam on the other side to hold your place. And then when you sew, you'll be sure those centers are lined up just perfectly to give you that perfect point in the center. All right, let's go back to the sewing machine. Our glass block under the presser foot. Make sure our threads are all lined up there. There we go. And we're just going to sew straight down. 1/4 inch again. Remember, always the 1/4 inch. We slowly go over our pin. Make sure these are lined up perfectly down here. And finish clear to the end. There we go. Now we go back to the ironing board to press it open to see our finished product. Set our seam on the hourglass block, open it up, and we have a finished hourglass that is just perfect. So now that you've finished your hourglass block, you can use it in many different ways. Obviously, if you choose more fabrics, you'll have lots of different designs. The quilt behind me on the wall has lots of different fabrics making hourglass blocks. The blocks in between them are the 9 patch, which we'll be showing you at a later date. This hourglass block is a very nice block to add to your repertoire. Yes, at Missouri Star Quilt Company's Beginner Block Series. Happy quilting.